outside of the imaginary ones I make at home. So then we do, actually filmed the YouTube video once, but then I didn't post it.
Why?
I was doing a makeup tutorial and I didn't post it, but I was so serious about it.
You should say
I didn't like posting, I was like,
you go. Do you still have a video?
I do.
Can I have a video?
No.
Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Figure This Life Out Together. As I promised, we're going to be having a part 2 for moving back home. And today I have my first guest.
I didn't even know it was my first guest.
What do you have to say about that?
I am honored. I'm so honored.
I'm gonna let you introduce yourself first before anything else. So, what do you have to say to the people?
Hi, hello, hi. So my name is Paula. I am a born-again Christian. I live and work in Rwanda. Claire is my friend. I don't know what else to say. But I guess you guys will just figure it out as we continue to talk about everything. You'll just get a big picture of who I am. Yeah.
Well, welcome here.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be on this channel.
I'm so happy to have you.
It's my first feature also.
It is? Okay, we should do something for this. We should celebrate this. I don't know, we should do something. Yeah. Well, like I promised, we're going to have a part 2 for moving back to Rwanda, and I thought that it would be very important for me to have a different perspective from mine. So I brought Paula, and she'll tell us more about where was she studying, where did she move, and we want to hear that from her. And then we'll be answering some of the questions that you guys asked, and then we'll just share about generally topics that we think are important to talk about for anyone that's planning to move back. Like, what do you need to know, what is our experience, how do we feel about moving back, everything. Everything. So, oh my god, you guys, this is a scary video. This is scary.
Well, you're used to it.
Hey, the first one was emotional. This one is scary. I feel like it's gonna, we're gonna be stepping on some people's toes, and we're going to be talking about very hard things. And just a disclaimer: if you're offended by what we're gonna say,
don't take it personal.
Don't take it personal. We're just sharing our experience. So this is our story from our point of view. And if you feel at some point that you have questions or a comment to make, please, you're welcome to do that. Let's start with the reversed culture shock.
Okay, let's define culture. Reverse culture shock.
Okay. So when you move to a country that is not your home country, you experience culture shock.
Yeah.
And when you experience culture shock because you're being exposed to things you don't know, different from what you have grown up seeing, and you just experience people doing different things. Now, reverse culture shock is you have moved to another country, gotten used to the culture there, then you move back and you're shocked by the things
what you used to know.
You used to know.
Yeah.
For example, things to do with time management. When do people show up?
Sensitive topic.
Very sensitive. See, before I left Rwanda, I was good with, if you tell me I have to be at a certain place at 4, I will show up at 4:30, if not 5.
Please, 6, 7. I got you.
And we are good. And then I moved to the US, and the worst you can be is 15 minutes. That's the worst you can be. So you get used to that for several years, and then moving back, you go back to that thing, and you're very patient about it.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
it's a whole different situation. I actually didn't even tell you guys where I studied. So I studied in Kenya, right? I studied in Kenya, but a lot of the mistakes that people make is they think, oh, Kenya is just next door, it's very much like Rwanda. It is not. It is not, because they're a very fast-paced country. So in terms of time management, I thought it would be the same thing, because here like in Rwanda, like everybody takes time as something like, you know, like we can make do, like I can finesse this thing. But over there, like everything is just super quick. Everything goes super quick. You have somewhere to be, like you gotta beat traffic. You always have to, like people are even always ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like now coming back here, bro, that was actually, you know, one of the first time, like I think a year after I was in Kenya and I came back, like I left the airport,
Yeah.
on the way home, like I felt like the cars were just so slow.
You go.
Bro, I felt like time had slowed down.
Yeah, and the speed limit in Rwanda is really.
No, it's crazy. It's not even like there, if you yo, I don't know if y'all have heard about Kenyan traffic. Like Kenyan traffic is mad.
Yeah.
Like everybody is speeding, you know, they have highways, so it's like and then I'm coming here and I feel like I literally just started moving in slow motion.
Oh my god.
So that was definitely
That was a culture shock.
it was definitely something.
Yeah.
Because you realize even people, like, it's not even just the cars that are moving slowly, it's the people too.
Yeah.
So like you really have to have, like, one thing it taught me, coming back here taught me patience. Because like I moved from Rwanda, I was used to this system of, yes, like taking time as something, you know, that's just, it's just another thing on your list, to moving over there where I have to also be a part of that rushing thing. I have to, and then coming back, like I have to deal again with the slowness. Like,
Yeah.
it teaches you patience.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I feel like the one thing that makes one of the things why you know some countries kinda are not too strict with the time is because they prioritize other things, like
exactly.
relationships.
Exactly.
Like someone will sit in a meeting and they'll talk about maybe what, I don't know, they'll talk about what's on the agenda, but they'll like even talk about what's going on
How's
at
your
home.
family? How are the kids?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
in other countries like let's do itatuzanye and get done and leave.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the things that you find in Rwanda that you might not find in Kenya or the US. Like you will see that, and it's not a necessarily bad thing because both things have a disadvantage and advantage. Because at some point you want to slow down, you want to take in every moment.
You do. And
And
it's actually a good thing. Like personally, I found it to be a good thing because, like in Kenya, I felt like I was on constant stress. Actually,
oh yeah,
like constant stress. You know, like I used to have class at 8 a.m. and my school was literally just across, so I didn't. But sometimes I'd wake up early, and let me tell you, by 6 a.m. the streets will be full like this. Streets are full, not even just with cars, but people are walking. Like actually, you'd see people running.
oh my god,
Like they're running to the bus station. They're trying to catch the bus.
I thought
At
you
6
were
a.m. in the
school.
No, they're running to catch the bus station at 6 a.m. in the morning. Like
Our Kenyan friends.
yo, and like I was like, okay, where are you guys running to? Where are you running
Just
to?
6.
But like that also I wasn't used to that, right?
Yeah.
Because here, my friend, who are you going to catch on the road at 6 a.m.? My friend,
Running.
Rwanda started moving at 8:30.
I know.
8:30, that's when people start moving.
Yeah.
So it was definitely like it's a good thing. I found it to be a good thing because when I came back here, like it felt like I was no longer on high
yeah, you
alert.
can finally
Like,
breathe.
yeah, like I can take my motor and go to work
I know,
in peace.
I
I'm
know.
not trying to beat 50 million jams. I'm not trying to, I don't know, like
Can
race with people who I'm not supposed to be racing.
I know. Can we talk about
Yeah.
how relaxed sometimes motor guys are? I've had the most entertaining conversations.
That was special.
Oh,
place in
my
my
friend's
heart.
house. I know, me too.
Yeah.
You see, like every time, and it's not specific people like abamotari bamwe. No, every motor that I take, I always be like, I just learned something.
Yeah.
I just laughed. I
just
just had
laughed.
a very
You know what happened
human
to me,
conversation.
like 2 days ago, like it actually like touched my heart. You see how we have the app like Yegomoto.
Yeah.
So I ordered for a moto to go to work in the morning. the motor guy came to me and he was like, Victim of Flavor. I was like, how do you know my name? He was like, I drove you before, you just don't remember me.
Oh my god.
I was so touched.
Oh my god.
I was like, can I have your number? You can be driving me every morning, please. Like, I was like, how do you, like, I was so touched.
I know. I have another story. So one time I came, I took a motor coming back home, and it was a little bit late.
Yeah.
So I come with a guy, and he like literally parks right there at the front, at the front of the gate, and then waits for me to get in. And then I'm like, why is this guy not driving off? So I asked him, did you? At some point I thought he hadn't received my payment message. So I asked him, the payment
message.
I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to make sure that you got in safe. I was like,
no, motor guys seriously do have a special place.
I know.
Like,
they're so.
Yeah. And you know, actually, that's one of the things. Like, when I left, I used to hate motors.
Yeah.
No offense. Like, I actually used to hate taking a motor. I used to dread taking a motor. I always wanted to be driven everywhere, but that was not always the case. I had to take motors, and I hated it with a burning passion. Like, I was like, when will I get my car and just drive myself? But coming back here, that's one of the things that I really appreciated, like the motor system. And you know, actually, like a lot of people who don't live in Rwanda, like for example, like last time I was from Burundi and I came with one of my cousins who lives in Burundi. We came to Rwanda. The guy was so excited. He was like, I want to take a motor.
Oh
I want to take a motor. And I'm like, but we can just take a cab. Like, it's really fine. He's like, no, it's okay. I want to take a motor. Like, I cannot be in Kigali and not take a motor. And I was like, yeah, that's interesting. And like, it's after I came back that I really realized, like, it's one of the beautiful, unique things that we have. Like,
yes.
The conversations you have with those people.
Yeah, you know, you just me when I'm having those conversations, I'm just like, I just love humanity. I just love woman, you know, woman. I just appreciate it, and every time I'm off the motor, I'm like, that was good.
Thank you. You know, I was like, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good day. Do you have anything else like that you faced as reverse culture shock outside of time management?
Direct and indirect.
Open, transparent.
Yeah.
You? Yes, that.
You guys. So.
It's a thing.
I don't know. I feel like I had that a little bit because I grew up in Uganda, and those people are very direct. Like, if they hate you, they hate you. They tell you.
Period.
Like, that's it. And then in Rwanda, it's it will take you a while to tell what someone thinks. And I think like it will be a little bit hard. It has to take some, like, you have to read facial expressions, you have to read the body language, you have to read you have to go into details.
They're never gonna be direct about something, like,
so now for me, I learned how to, like, just directly say things. Like, if I don't like something, I will say it. Like, I will say it, and when you do that, you realize, so in your head it sounds like it's normal until there is an interaction, and then you see someone like is overwhelmed by the things you say. Like, oh my god, you know, like,
like, how could, it's actually a shock to them, like, how can you be so open?
Yes.
It's a shock to them.
And
like,
also, I feel like the Rwandan culture, we're like,
we hide a lot of, like, we keep a lot of things inside.
Yes.
Like, I don't know where this cultural thing came from. I actually don't know. But we keep a lot of things in. We are afraid to be, like, very self-expressive, very direct.
And also, we're scared of being vulnerable.
Exactly. And you know one thing, like also people who are very self-expressive, very open, like about their opinions, their feelings or whatnot, like it's considered, I don't know if it's exactly considered a bad thing, but it's seen like negatively, like
Yeah.
like urashanuka or
I agree. I agree.
you're-
I agree.
and it's like no, like I'm genuinely telling you how I feel, I'm telling you what I think, and it's not supposed to be a bad thing, right?
Mhm.
But a lot of people make you feel like it's a
It's
bad
a bad
thing for talking about something openly or expressing yourself and also correcting someone. Yeah, you know, so I was actually having a conversation about this at work. Yeah. Like, correcting someone is seen as you are away. You correct someone, they'll never speak to you ever again. Oh my god. I was like,
And usually when you're doing it from a genuine place.
from a I genuinely want you. It's not even that, like I noticed something and I want to bring it up just so like
Yeah.
next time we can do better. Like it's not that I'm putting you down or anything. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you, but
Yeah.
it's like
it's hard. It's really hard. And yeah, it's tough to navigate these things because I took a diversity and inclusion class, and they were teaching about different dynamics of everyone thinks the culture is the best,
exactly.
and then immediately you think the other culture is terrible.
Yeah.
So with the thing of even being expressive, instead of viewing it as something new or being curious about it or being like, oh, that's interesting,
yeah,
we're so quick to like to call it bad. And then even from us, the part of someone not being direct, you're very passionate about it, and like that's a terrible thing. But when you look at these two different dynamics or cultures, you realize that each one of them has advantages and disadvantages.
exactly.
And you just have to choose what serves you in a specific moment and what does not.
Exactly.
Because if you're working with someone who is not a direct communicator, and the only thing, like in that moment, you have to figure out how do we work together so that what we're doing is productive. Yeah, I'm not gonna force you to be a direct communicator. I
No,
want you to
because that's
force
somebody's personality.
Yes.
Like you can't.
So you just learn how to work around that. Like okay, just learn how to work
What
around
method
it.
works best?
Yes, so that it serves you and it serves me and it doesn't put anyone down.
Exactly.
So yeah, with a lot of people, when you talk about culture shock, people be like, hey, we did that, and people feel like, good. You see, one day I was talking to someone about taking a bus, and the problem was not taking the bus. It was me getting used to my personal space being respected.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's not respected when I'm taking the bus.
It's
I'm
just-
uncomfortable.
it's just not comfortable,
Yes, because I'm used to when you take a bus, one person is here, another is like there. You see, when I just got to the US, I was offended. Like, why are people running away from me?
Yeah.
But then now, when I got to that of, they
just like their personal space.
They like the personal space. Now, I was talking about that with someone, and they thought, I thought that I don't know, I'm of a higher social class that I can't take a bus, but that wasn't the
That's
thing.
not the case though. Like, why are people so quick to see
I
the
know.
negative of it instead of understanding where you're actually coming from? Like,
and the thing is, if you're watching this and you have a relative that's going through these changes, I would like to ask you to be more curious than judgmental.
yeah.
Like, I know there's already this idea of people have changed and all that and all that and all that, but can you pull that aside and look at this person as a person that you know and care about?
Thank you.
And be curious to know why they're doing things a certain way.
Yeah.
And that also goes to those who have come back from wherever you've come and moved back home. can you not judge people for how they're doing things?
Yeah, because you've seen another way of life and now you're coming to judge the old way of life. Like, no, like understand that this is how things work in this context and this is how things work in this context. And it's really up to you to actually adapt to each context.
See, now, for me, the one thing I'm struggling with right now is that I came with, you know, having taken that course was very helpful to me. So I came with a mindset of I understand where everyone is coming from. Now the thing that I'm struggling with is I'm the only one making the effort. The rest of the people are being judgmental to me, and I'm trying to understand.
Exactly.
It is very draining to
have a bit of extend a bit of grace.
I know, right? Like when you say something to me, that I know is untrue and is like could be offensive, I'm gonna understand where it's coming from.
Exactly. You're not gonna be quick to make a conclusion.
I'm not going to be quick to make that conclusion. But you know, in the moment where I'm the only one making that effort,
it's draining. Honestly.
It's draining, and you, to some extent, you might become resentful because you're like, does this person even care about me? Are they willing to learn who I have become? Like, are they willing to understand me? Are they willing to like interact me from a non-judgmental place? Are they willing to put in that effort? And I'm struggling with that. I'm still struggling with that.
It's a real struggle because I feel like unless like people have gone through those changes, like that's when they can understand what you're going through, and then they're able to extend that grace that you need.
Yes.
But until like people have actually gone through that and they understand the struggle, like for them it's more like, oh, you've changed, you've become this person, like, but it's really not the case. Like,
it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Like,
and the thing with changing, I keep saying this to the people around me that I get a chance to have this kind of conversation with. I tell them, change. You know, when we're in school, they told us change is a part of life. It really is.
And it is.
It is
inevitable.
Yeah, you cannot control change. Even someone who has been in Rwanda for 4 years,
that person has changed.
They have changed.
They're not gonna be the same person you left.
They're not going to be the same person. And you know what happens is when you leave, people still have the idea of who you are.
Yeah, the old image of you,
right? And I know for sure that even me, like when I come back, I'm still looking at these people the way I used to see them. But the difference is I have the awareness that I have to update my memories. I have to update myself, and I'm trying. I intentionally try not to box those people and put them. You know, like my siblings have grown. Like they have grown. Their perspective, everything has changed. And I catch myself looking at them the way I used to, and I have to keep reminding myself.
It's no longer a little kid.
Yeah,
like that's a whole.
I have to respect their opinion. Like they're not. They
can think for themselves now. They can. They're not. Yeah.
So if you see, the brain still has that. But when you constantly remind yourself that I can't keep boxing this person and putting them in this, I used to think a certain way, and my perspective has changed because of grown. Because of grown, I have grown. I've been exposed to a different environment. I've had different like interactions. It changes.
It does.
Yeah. So, I would ask you to make an effort.
Yeah, it's really like. For those who are coming back, like try to learn everything from a new lens, because it's kind of like you're actually starting a new chapter. Like you're coming back, everything is new to you, your family is new to you, your friends are new to you, your society is new to you, everything is new to you, and things are no longer the way they were. Like, even though we were just
I
like
know.
things have left you.
That is so true.
So when you come back, it's
Oh
like
my
a phone,
God.
man. You have to update it.
I
Update
know.
yourself. Like, talk to people. Find out the trends that are happening right now. Like, just try to come back with a new person and be open-minded, because
Yes.
people are different. Like, things are different. It's not gonna be the way you left it over there, and it's not gonna be the way like you left that country, right? So you just have to like learn things from a new perspective and just be really open-minded and be patient.
Be so
Ooh.
patient. You guys,
No.
patience. Anyway, we don't even have to
No.
talk about this patience, because let me tell you, you will be humbled. And you will be patient whether you like it or not. Like,
No,
life
but
will
forever.
humble you.
Patient, resilient, you're empathetic.
Yeah.
You're gonna exercise all those interpersonal skills you didn't even know you had.
And you're going to
Yeah.
realize you had all that in you. You had all that in you.
Exactly.
And yeah, I'm asking both sides.
Exactly.
Please be patient. Be patient. Be patient.
And be willing to understand the other person. Like,
Please.
don't be so like, don't hold on to your opinion and your prejudice about that person. Like,
Yes.
and if the person, like, if you remember them a certain way, that's just like, know that that's just not how they are. And like, be willing to know who they are now, not be so fixated on who they were then, because then you're gonna hold them to that standard of who they were then, and then when they don't meet that standard, it's like, who are you anymore? I don't know you anymore. Like, of course you don't know me anymore. I'm a whole different person. I'm a whole different person. Like, get to know who I am now, and don't just be so fixated on who I was then.
Yes.
And it goes for both sides, actually.
It does. It does. And me, at this point, I want to be an advocate for people that have moved back, because I feel like there's a lot of people that are, it's like the entire world is coming at these people, because they're coming back and they're trying to fit in, and everyone is looking like, what has changed? How do they dress? How do they talk?
And there's this thing also, like, sorry to cut you off. There's also this thing, like, when you come back from a certain country, people already see you as something. Like, oh, you're like this, you're like this, just because you come from that specific, like, you're a come from. So people hold you to a certain standard because you're come from. So if you're not, so when you don't meet that standard, it's like, there's a problem somewhere.
I know.
There's a problem somewhere.
Take everyone the way you see them. Let's try not to stereotype people.
Yeah.
Let's try not to do that. Try not to do that.
Yeah.
See a person the way the way they're showing up. Allow them to show up the way they can show up, and then be curious. And if this is a relationship that matters to you, it's not gonna help if this person is constantly feeling judged every time they're talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what happens? Like, when that happens, this is why a lot of people, when they come back to their home countries, they no longer go back to those social groups they used to go to, because they
highlight
feel,
that in a bold.
yes, like they struggle. It's hard to go back to a community that is not receiving you. And it's one thing to even receive. I'm not saying receiving and saying, oh, welcome back. No, that's not what I'm talking
they
about.
accept you, and they they welcome you back.
They
into
welcome
the
you. They're
circle.
nurturing this new person, this person you have grown into. Like, if they're not nurturing to that, you just look back and you're like, you look at it and like, you know what? I'm constantly trying to prove myself to these people. I'm constantly trying to show them that what they think of me is not true. And in that moment, what's happening is you're not living. You're like it's a struggle, and it's not healthy for someone to live like that on a daily basis. So usually those people unplug themselves from those communities, and
it's
just
okay.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna tell you,
okay.
it is very okay if you are living it, like if. For me, seriously, I think I tried to like plug in and to try to talk to people and to engage with people until I realized that I was like I said, I was the one putting in the effort and the rest were not. So I said, I think I need to nurture relationships that are willing to welcome me, and I don't, that are gonna nurture who I am, are gonna be supportive, they're going to like pour into me, they're not going to drain me. Like can I just be a part of this community? Like having that support system is very important.
No, it really is.
Building people, like people who understand you. You know, people that
key.
People that understand you. Now, for me, this is one of the things that was very important when I met up with you and we talked about it. It felt like a breath of fresh air.
It's like I'm not alone.
I am not alone. Someone understands me. Like I don't even have to struggle. It was very helpful. Oh, by the way, we met. How many years ago? 2017.
When did the education university start? 2017.
I think it was 2017.
End of 2017, beginning of 2018.
Yeah. So we were in a program together before we left, and then we left. And we're not so much.
Yeah, just like, right? Hey, congratulations! That's
I know.
Oh, you look good. Congratulations!
I know.
Oh, you're doing good.
I know.
That was here from afar.
I know. Then when I moved back, that's when like we reconnected.
Yeah.
And the conversation was really
It was
good.
so, girl, you don't know. It was like you were being poured into.
I know. Because I feel like you even walk with the mindset of. Everyone is judging me because that's what you're receiving.
That's what
even from the people that might not be giving that to you. Someone would do something slight and you
already feel like,
you're already defensive. I see what they're doing, but because that's what you're receiving, it becomes very hard. So it's very important for you to create a community. It's very important for you to create. I'm not saying unplug yourself from those communities that you used to be a part of, but please create a community where you can just show up calmly.
And to touch more like on that side of like friendships, like when you come back and you try to reconnect with the friends that you used to have before you left, most of the time you find that those that remained or like that stayed in touch, they already have like this group dynamic that's already set in place, right? And you who hasn't been a part of it for a very long time, you find that like you no longer either you guys don't feel each other anymore, like you don't connect anymore. And if those people are not willing to like welcome you and integrate you back into the group, it's gonna be you're gonna be like you said, like you're gonna feel like it's very one-sided. You're the one who's gonna be making the effort to link up, you're the one who's gonna be texting them back and forth, how are you doing and everything. And it can feel very lonely, it can feel very frustrating. But then another thing that I really learned is that friendships have an expiry date and it's okay. Like it's not every friend that you're gonna make in your lifetime that's supposed to be with you forever. No, like I've had best friends in my life. Like we were tight, like proper tight. We even went together in Kenya, but then like eventually like we're no longer that tight, and I'm completely okay with it. And The others we don't even talk anymore. Like we don't even talk to each other anymore, and
Yeah.
I used to feel guilty about it because I felt like I need to constantly be keeping up with you, like I need to be checking on you, like. But then when you realize like you're the one who's consistently pouring into people, and that energy is not sent back to you, it's not worth your time, and it's okay to let go of that friendship. Like it's okay. Like when I came back here and I realized that 90% of the friendships that I used to have here expired,
Oh my. Okay.
I was like,
I'm not there yet. I'm not so best. I think for me, thankfully, the close friends that I used to have, I didn't have a lot of close friends. Like very, very close. So I feel like the ones that were very close to me, we kept in touch. Now I know that there are some things that are not the same anymore, but we stayed in touch, and they have a level of understanding and support,
which
for
is
me.
good. Like it's very necessary.
Which is very necessary and very helpful. But then there are also those friendships that you just see there. I was talking to my sister one time, and she was just saying that these friendships have just taken another dynamic. Like it's a whole different dynamic. For some, if you used to talk on a daily basis,
You guys talk
like once a month, and she was talking about how it's okay. You see, I'm struggling. I'm still struggling with that. Like to make peace with
the fact
that because me, I'm like, how? No, we used to like understand each other. There's no way we're not understanding each other right now. See, I'm still like, it's
learning.
hard, still learning to like let.
It's a learning process.
Let that dynamic like.
It is
play out.
but it really does require a lot of patience and understanding. Like also the fact that when you move away for school for whatever reason, like even the friendships that you do keep, again the dynamic is gonna change. Like especially when you guys now are long distance friendships, you're not gonna talk to each other on a daily. You're not gonna video call on the daily. Like even once a month, it's actually a luxury. Like there's some friends that I have who live abroad, and I lived abroad. Like we would talk to each other like I think once in 3 months. We could have done better. I won't lie. We could have done better. I know we could. We would schedule a FaceTime one like this day we're gonna do a FaceTime. Doesn't happen. But like it's okay. And then like we recently reconnected like this month. She came for summer. But let me tell you, the friendship was still like we left it. It was still like it was in high school. So like when you know you have like when it's a genuine person, you know the love is genuine. The care is genuine, like it's reciprocated. It doesn't matter how long you guys go without talking to each other.
I
It
agree.
really doesn't matter.
Oh my god, I agree. I think one day I was talking to a friend, and they were I was talking. Let me tell you. I think you've noticed I'm terrible with texting.
That's a topic for another day.
Oh my god.
Woman with communication. I will give you communication skills.
Oh my god. I need to do better. Like
You do.
I really need to work on this. Because I did it, I'm like, oh my god, this friend, I love him so much. I'm like, why are you not talking to this person? Like I genuinely love this person. And anyway. So we were talking about it, and thankfully this is someone. I'm not saying we should tolerate some behaviors that could be improved in friendships. Like I don't want us to be those people who say I am like this, take me or leave me. I don't want us to be those
people. If you can work on it, baby girl. Work on it.
Like this person was graceful. So I was ranting about, oh my god, I'm a terrible friend, I haven't talked to you this time, and they told me something that really hampered me. They said, Claire, I know you have my best interests at heart.
Yeah.
And I was like, Like,
Yeah.
in that moment, I knew that, of course, it's not that they said, they were like, it's okay, no, they're like,
Yeah.
the issue, I do not feel like you don't care about me or you don't love me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, I feel like I would appreciate having to know how you're doing more often. Because I know we care about each other. I would like us to check in with each other more often. Because I
And she
think,
has a point.
yeah, this person had a point.
They do
And
have a point.
in that, I'm trying to work on that. But even
But it's
with,
good that you acknowledge it at least.
yeah. It's the problem is I've been acknowledging it for a long time.
It's time for you to put the
I
put
need
in
to
the work.
stop acknowledging it and
Put in
start
the
working on it.
Get to
I need to like pick my phone and call people and be like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And text.
Girl.
And text back. I need to do better. But
yeah.
the thing with friendships, I feel like even with adulthood, you have to as you
You
grow.
have to be understanding.
You have
compromising.
Yes.
Patience.
It takes a
Yeah.
lot.
And actually, while we're on the topic
Mhm.
of friendship, how do you find making friends coming back? While we're on the topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like the real question is, have I been trying to make friends?
So
Because I am stuck in this house from Monday
you know,
to Friday. I leave this place when I have to like go to office, or if I have like
but
when
I
go
get
to
you.
church.
Like I actually get
You
you
know?
150%.
But I feel, but what I've been doing though, I think I've been trying to rekindle some of the friendships that I had, like our friendship, and there's another friendship with my friend Nadine. Hi Nadine, she's so
Hi,
sweet.
Nadine.
She
I don't
doesn't
know you,
but she's a nice person. So we went to Nebraska together, and when I was moving back, this was one of the people that I really talked to because I looked for information and I couldn't find it. And she was one of those people that I know. I haven't talked to Nadine in a while, but I know her heart. And it's not like we're close during that time, but it's just one of those people that you know you can reach out to.
They got you.
And yes, so I reached out to her and I talked to her. And I was also in a season where I was trying to, I'm in a season where I'm trying to like grow my female friendships. Yes. And I'm being very intentional about it.
Yeah.
Because I have a friend of mine who, oh my gosh, is my soul sister. Her name is Esther. Hi Esther.
Hi, Esther.
Esther was an angel. She's an angel to me. She taught me the importance of female friendships. I didn't know. I didn't know. I had no idea. Like
those things are life-saving.
Hey guys! Oh my god! Like it was having an experience that was so beautiful that I realized like I've been missing out on this thing. I've been missing out.
I relate so much. So like, you're speaking on my behalf.
Yeah, I've been working on those friendships. I haven't made new friends.
Yeah.
You have? Tell me about it.
Have I made new friends? Actually, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Actually, how has it been? How? Tell me. Tell me more.
The whole process of making friends, let me tell you, it was a test. It was a test. It was a very big test in the sense that, like, coming back here, there are things, first of all, that I no longer do, right? So coming back here, there's a very big party scene.
Oh, there is?
Which one do you live in? Where do you think the campaign Tumuelas came from?
I get that a lot.
Yup. Yeah, there's a very, very, very big party scene here.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that I knew, like, were also in that party scene. And so I realized, like, to make friends, like, I thought to make friends I had to be a part of that party scene.
Okay.
But it doesn't align with who I am anymore. Like,
Yeah.
it's not what I do. I don't do that. So I found myself, like, very isolated. Like, I was always at home. Girl.
Yeah.
I was always at home. If I'm not at home, I'm at work. If I'm not at work, it's church. It was literally that circle. Work, home, church. Work, home, church.
Oh my God, that's bad, man. Should I worry?
We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was very, very lonely, right? And hey, should I be open on this channel? Should I be open?
I'm gonna give you a minute to think about it. But it's
it is what it is. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, the way I was used to making friends, it's changed. So I used to be someone who used to drink a lot.
Okay.
I used to be someone who used to drink a lot, and when I used to drink, I used to be the life of the party, and I used to make friends like that a lot.
I can't imagine you like that.
Girl, I know, yo, I know. It was like my alter ego, but we thank God for the grace and we thank God for salvation.
Yeah.
But so I was very used to that. So now, like, after I left that entire thing, like, I had to learn how to make friends all over again, because I was used to making friends under the influence.
Oh, yeah.
Now I have to learn how to make friends all over again. Normally, I'm a shy. I don't know if I'm a shy. I'm not a very shy person, but I'm the type of person. Yeah, I'm reserved, and I really go with the vibe that you give me.
Okay.
So if somebody comes to me and they're very open, ready to get to know me, boom, I will jump in it and I will give you the time of your life. You want to make me your best friend. Okay. But if you give me like very standoffish, like, kind of vibe, I'm not gonna go with it. I'm gonna be so closed off. So I had to learn how to make friends all over again, and not knowing where to make friends was also a struggle, because I was like, where am I gonna go to make friends if I don't go partying, I don't do this? What else am I gonna do? But one big thing that I learned is, if you go to the places and do the things that you genuinely like, people who have the same interest are literally gonna follow. Like, you're not gonna have
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, and don't wait at Tingo. I like doing pottery. I'm gonna wait for someone to go do pottery with.
Yeah.
No, go there alone, and then you're gonna find someone who's also interested in the same thing. That's a topic of conversation in itself. And then boom, you guys are talking, right? Yeah.
I need to take notes.
Exactly. Another place that really helped me to make friends was church.
Okay.
And actually, this is one thing that I would say I thank God for. At the beginning of the year, like, I really prayed to God. I was like, God, I want Christian friends. Because shockingly enough, the entire period I was in Kenya, I didn't have Christian friends.
Yeah.
Not even a single one. So like this year, I was really like, God, please give, like, is it a weird request? But like, it's my request.
Yeah.
Please give me Christian friends. So like, the more I started attending church, the more like I started, and don't be the type of people who attend church and as soon as service finishes, you're at home. Don't do that. I'm not gonna lie though. I used to do that for the first month coming back here. But you see, the more you go, people they see you as a familiar face. So people are gonna approach and be like, hi, who are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Instead of running home after church, I don't know what I'm running to. I have nothing to do.
You don't have a kid.
I don't have a kid. I don't even have a husband to take it. No, it's just me, myself, and I. And God. So I was like, let me just actually, like, let me see what these people have to offer, right? So I started just talking to people. I joined WhatsApp groups. I joined a family. Should I shout out? I'm not gonna shout out.
You can.
Shout out Lily's family from Women Foundation Ministries. Anyways, so yeah, like I joined WhatsApp groups and people like genuinely they look for you to ask you how are you doing, like how are you doing?
That's beautiful.
And it's like I want to get not only just like get updates on you, but like if you're going through anything, like don't worry, you can reach out, I can pray with you, like I can laugh with you. Like recently, like there's this girl who shared the testimony in our group, and then I related so bad. I slid in her DM, and I was like, girl, I don't know how you just spoke to me. And like we just ended up laughing at the entire situation, and we were texting back and forth, and just like that, like out of a group came a friendship. So it's like go to the places where you genuinely are interested in. You like coffee shops, go to coffee shops. You like, what else is there to do? You like painting, go paint.
Spoken word.
You like spoken word, go. You like live music. Like don't wait for people, don't wait to make friends to do the things that you like, but go there and then you will find people there who you will make friends with, and then you guys will go on from there. Like that's
you have
really
been talking to me right now. Should I pay you for this? Therapy session.
Please do. Please do. My pockets.
That was nice actually. That was very, very nice. That was very nice.
Yeah, it was something. It was something like for me, friendship was actually something I was very insecure about. Like especially again, like you said, female friendships. I found it more easy. Did I say more easy? Easier English. I found it easier to make friends with guys a lot rather than girls.
Me too.
But again, like I saw the importance of female friendships can save your life.
Oh my
and
God.
Also, as much as yes, guy friendships are good, but it's very limited, right? There's certain things you can't talk about with your guy friends. There's certain things you can't do with your guy friends. They're not gonna relate to you like a girlfriend would.
The other important thing is because girls are more expressive when it comes to their feelings, you become more comfortable navigating your feelings in female friendships than in male friendships.
Exactly.
Because a lot of male friendships are more logical,
solution oriented.
And for me, in the moment when I was like making friends and intentionally running away from female friendships was because I was not ready to deal with. I used to call it drama.
There's trauma actually also from being in female. Me, I know I have trauma from being in female.
Yeah. So me, I'll be like, I'm running away from drama.
Yeah.
But when I actually dug deeper, it was because I was very detached from my feelings. Like I didn't want things that involve let's meet and talk about like logical things.
Very surface level things. We're not going in deep.
And then when I experienced the friendship, female friendships, I was like, this is nice. Like this feels like home. Actually, like having this relationship.
It does feel like home.
It does. It does.
It does.
So well, we have divided so much, but we're giving you therapy for free. You don't need to pay us.
No, it's nice. These are the type of things that I like to watch as well.
Yeah. We should talk. We should have more sessions, right? We should like have
Talk relationship. We should talk faith. We should talk.
I've never talked relationships on
should
this
talk
channel. People
trauma.
will be like, oh. Okay. What else do you want to talk about? What do you like about coming back?
There's actually a lot of things like I actually loved.
Can we have a short story? Because I feel like we have almost a similar inspiration for coming back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How I came. What inspired you to come back? And I feel like this is the conversation we had. It was like we need.
Yeah. Actually, there's like where I was. So I was in Kenya, yeah, and I had graduated uni. And I had my own little place. I had a studio apartment. Like, things were happening.
Yeah.
I had just started a modeling gig. Had I told you that? I started a modeling gig for like a sportswear thing.
Okay.
No, things were going
Why
so
have we
well.
not seen those pictures?
But they're actually there. I'll show you.
Okay.
I'll show you. So yeah, I had just signed the first contract. Like it was for the first month. And then I had opportunities coming to me, I had things going for me, right? Then, so beginning of actually on New Year's, like transitioning to 2020, one thing that I really, really had on my heart was I really wanted to draw closer to God. Like I wanted to live for God and not just live for myself. Cause for like 5 years, I was living for the world and for myself. I was out here. I was there. So this it really weighed heavily on me. And after the year that I had and how I saw God was just so faithful in loving and protecting me, it was incredible. So I wanted to live for God, right? And then God told me, go home. Go home. Pack your bags and go home. He said, pack your bags and go home. And I was like, but why? Like, I have so much going on for me. I love this city. I do. I'm getting opportunities. I have my own little place. I have my freedom. I have my friends. Life was lifing in a good way, and I was happy about it. But he's like, no, pack your bags and go. And I ignored that calling for for a good week, 2 weeks. I ignored that calling, and it kept on let me tell you, it kept on aching me everything. There was this voice in my head that just kept on saying, go home, go home, go home, go home, to the point where I actually couldn't sleep. I told you that.
No, you didn't tell me that.
No, I actually couldn't sleep. I would go to bed and close my eyes at night, and I would just hear, go home, go home, go home, go home, go home. And I'm like, why do I need to go home? I don't, at least make it make sense.
Yeah.
There was no answer. So I was just like, you know what? I already made a commitment to God that I'm gonna listen and obey. So if he's telling me to pack up and go, even if every part of my body aches to go home, I'm gonna go home. So I called my mom and I told my mom, Mom, I'm ready to go home. And after that, I heard people think it's insane when you say I heard a voice, but to me this is what happened. I heard a voice, I heard a voice tell me you couldn't grow in the environment that's killing you. So I was like, I can't grow in an environment that's killing me. And I analyzed, I was like, okay, so in terms of material things are going. In terms of emotional, could be better. In terms of spiritual, dead. Okay. So in an environment that's killing me. And I analyzed and I was like, you know what, that's true. So I left home, I diverted a bit. I put God's plan on pause. I diverted a bit, I went to Burundi. So I was actually supposed to go to Burundi for a month and then move to Rwanda. Okay. So I was supposed to be in Rwanda by April, right?
Okay.
So I left in Feb. I went to Burundi, March, April came. I came to Rwanda for 3 days. 3 days, and
for someone no obeying.
And I was like, nope, I'm not doing this. I have way too much trauma from this place.
Yeah.
I'm going back. So I went back to Burundi. Burundi, my mom lives there. So for me, it's another, my mom lives there. I'm in the home comfort of my, So I got comfortable, sis. I got so, when you've lived on your own in another country for a very long time, coming back home feels like,
Yeah.
I love not paying bills. I love not paying rent. I love not paying for bread. I love not like.
I know. You
You know,
just sleep and wake up.
you go back to your parents' house. Yo, yeah. So I got very comfortable for 4 months. I delayed that period of coming back to Kigali for 4 months. So after that, I had the opportunity to come back. For whatever reason, I came back, and literally I came back. I was supposed to be here for 2 weeks. I was supposed to be in Rwanda for 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, I don't know how life changed. I don't know how things happened. Next thing you know, I'm literally on a call with my sister. We're getting a house. Okay. So I'm staying. Cool. I'm staying.
Oh, when you came, you weren't planning to stay. You're planning to just come in.
I was here for vibes.
Sis.
I was here for vibes for 2 weeks. And then after those 2 weeks, yeah, God, I don't even know how God did things. When things just fell into my lap, and I ended up staying. Mind you, I had like a suitcase for clothes for 2 weeks.
No.
I lived and survived on those clothes for 2 weeks for like an entire month, the whole of July. I was living and surviving on 2 weeks until I called, like, luckily my mom told me, she's like, she's coming. I was like, bring all of my stuff. Exactly. Bring all of my stuff.
Yeah.
So, and you know, when I realized, like, I wish I had listened sooner. Like, when I came back here, everything just started to fall into place. Everything that I had a list that I had asked God for. Like, I had asked God certain things at the beginning of the year. But let me tell you that as soon as, like, I listened and I was like, okay, I'm ready to obey. Do you? Like, everything just started happening the way it was supposed. Like, I started finding myself in situations and seeing prayers answered in ways I'm just like, so you mean this entire time all I had to do was listen and obey?
And he wasn't asking anything from you.
No.
Like, it was for your good.
I told you to go home. Why didn't you go home? You diverted. No, it's crazy. It's
And you see, when you say you can't grow from a place that's killing you,
no, you can't.
I see that because you know, when the unseen parts of you are not being fed,
No,
it eventually shows up on the outside.
It does.
It affects, you see, even the things that you think are moving okay, if your inner person is not okay,
No, it's gonna reflect on the outside.
it's going to reflect on the
It's
outside.
really going to reflect on the outside.
It really, really does. And when I see, when people hear things like, I was called to do this, or God called me to do this, people think it's for God's selfish reason. And
It's really not.
you know, God, in His nature, like
Yeah.
what would He need from you? You,
Trust me, he doesn't need it.
like, what would He need from you? And usually when you listen, you realize that this was for my well-being.
Everything
It was-
is for you. Like, I mean, everything that he says is for your well-being.
It is for your well-being, and you don't realize it until
Until you're in it.
until oh my God, until you're in it.
In
I
it.
tell you, I have never been more peaceful than I am right now.
Girl, you know, I said, God, I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Oh my God, oh my God, that's the same thing I would say. Like, every time I go to bed, I'm like, I'm going to bed without a heavy heart.
I know.
And you know, like, sometimes it's
Yeah.
not like you're even having a heavy heart because something is happening. You're just not okay.
Yeah.
Like, the environment,
Attacks, demonic attacks are real.
you're just not okay. You're really not okay. And oh my God. And when you operate from a peaceful place, abundant place, and when I say abundant, I don't mean that you're getting all the money in the world and you're getting all these material things.
Like,
You would
your
clearly
perspective
have,
of things.
yeah, it changes. it changes. The things you value changes.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're operating from that satisfied, peaceful, abundant place,
Things just flow.
oh my god, things are coming your way. You're not even asking them to come. You've not even asked God, I want this. Mm-mm.
But things just
Because you're operating you're operating from a headspace that God had for you in the beginning, like from the very beginning. That is the place that God has wished for man to live.
You know, like that's the thing that we were talking about. Like when God tells you focus on His kingdom and everything else will flow. Like that's what we're talking about. Like people think it's just for the sake of saying it, or it's a command that's gonna like you know, I need to leave all these things that I like just so I can. But it's the truth.
It is the truth. It is the truth. Because let me tell you this. When God says seek the kingdom, He's not, I don't know what people perceive from that.
Yeah, like look at it.
I know, no. When you seek to understand God's heart, do you know what happens? You understand yourself as a child of God.
Ooh,
and then you stop living like a slave, you start to live like a child. Because the biggest thing that actually affects us is our mindset. And your mindset, before you understand who you are, is going to be corrupted. It's going to be corrupted. And the moment you understand God,
oh girl, you have the secret to life.
Yeah, the moment you understand God, and when you understand God, you have fully understood yourself. Like,
yeah,
you don't even,
because you are a reflection of Him.
You
are like He made you in His own image. Like it's this thing, like there's this saying that says, like, you know, a fish was put in water so it can live, right? Mm-hmm. So if you take it out of the water, it's gonna die, right? The tree lives because it's rooted in the ground.
Yes.
Take it out of the ground and it's gonna die. Mm-hmm. So you were created in the image and likeness of God. So take space and withdraw from God, you're gonna die. Like
you're gonna die because
you're
gonna go face the world with. You're going to face the world from a place of you see, you're a child of God, but you're living like a slave in God's house.
Exactly.
Because you don't know what belongs to you. You don't know what belongs to you. You don't know what is yours. You don't know what is yours. And when you live from that place, you live from a place of lack. And when you live from a place of lack,
guilt,
let me tell
shame.
You, in that moment, if you're living like that, your mindset is your biggest enemy, and that's
it really is. Because once you really start thinking from that negative point of view, like it's really over.
It is because let me tell you that everything around us responds to how we think.
Mm-hmm.
It responds because when God made man the leader or the controller of everything, He was serious about it.
Yeah,
like everything is gonna obey you. Like that's why people say when
command your morning.
Yeah, you know? That's why people that have plants that if you say negative things to the plants, they die.
They actually do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that your environment, we do have a power. So everything, like your perspective on life and everything is going to affect your surroundings.
And if you the power of the tongue.
Oh my God, they are.
Life and death, and they are. Like everything that you say and think of, like what you say comes to reality. What you think of and meditate on, like. You know, there's this verse that says, like, guard your heart, for from it flows the stream of life, right? So it means that whatever you think of and meditate on is what eventually you're gonna keep in your heart. Yes. And if you keep in your heart like negativity, you keep in your heart guilt, you keep in your heart shame, like that's eventually what you're gonna you're gonna send out there, like and when you send it out there, that's exactly what you're
gonna
return
to you. It's gonna
come back to you.
So again, we have diverted, but then it has so much to do with our story. It has so much to do with our story.
I don't think I would be living the way that I am right now in Rwanda happily.
Yes.
I've left Kenya with everything that I had coming back here, and I'm just like, I wouldn't be this happy and this peaceful with this decision. Exactly, I wouldn't. Because first of all, that decision was it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was God in every way, shape, or form. It was God. And if I had taken that decision by myself, without actually, consulting God, because I believe in consulting God, please.
Yeah.
So if I had just taken that decision for myself, I don't think it would have gone the way that it's going. So it is very relevant. It is very relevant. And for people that always wonder, how does God talk to people? I don't know that there is one way of how God talks to people, because it's not a one size.
Yes, He's gonna speak your language. He's not going to speak Swahili and you don't understand Swahili. And that's like, I'm using that as an example, but He's gonna speak a language that you understand. And the number one sign of this is God inspired, it always brings you peace. That right there, it's gonna give you peace. And it's going to give you confidence that you can't explain to anyone. Like, I'm sure I need to do this, but I can't explain why. That. And number two, if you're unsure if it's God or if it's just your own voice, know that the voice of God never contradicts His word. Yes. It never contradicts His word. Like, everything that He tells you is gonna be in alignment with His word. If you don't know what His word is, it is the scripture. I'm talking about the Bible, that book that you guys don't like to open. Open it because it is your life. It is the instruction to life. So He's going to speak to you in a language that you understand. It might be an audible voice. It might be through scripture. It might be through visions and dreams. Yeah. Like, it could even be through a person, like you. It could be through your spiritual mentor. Like, it's up to you to ask Him, actually. How can I understand? Like, how can I know it's you? It's up to you to ask Him. Yeah. But really, one thing that I have learned for a fact, even when I do, like, the way that I hear Him, is His word never ever contradicts. Like, His voice never contradicts His word. Like, it never does. It supports it. It strengthens it. It does. Yeah. It does. And the voice of God and His instructions are all. It's all aligned. It's all aligned, and it's all like the foundation of all of it is love. It is. It's always going to. It's always going to be love. So I really hope you don't miss that. Yeah, I think we can get into the question. Yeah. So we did have a couple of questions, and they were from you guys. So we're gonna get into them, and then just. You're so good at this. You should do this more often. Girl. I feel like for sit downs, if I'm with someone else, it's okay. But if I'm by myself, I would forget my train of thought. Yeah. Okay, we should do more together then. We should. Yeah. So there's this. Should I answer it? You can ask. Okay, so there's this question that it's not exactly relevant to moving back. But I just feel like people who have kind of, like us as people who have kind of been there, we can just share it, like, for maybe to help this person or anybody else who feels like they're in that situation, in that season, like maybe our experience can help you. Yeah. So what inspires you in your daily life? What inspires you in your daily life? What exactly motivates you when you're at a point when you feel like giving up? I feel like, first of all, I want to tell the person who sent this and anybody else who's in that headspace, like, there's really light at the end of the tunnel. This season is only but for a moment. It's not for forever.
I know it sounds like, yes, it's advice that you hear everyone tell you, and you feel like, no, you're lying, you don't know what I'm going through. But this is the truth. Like, I have been there. Like, I've been to a point where I felt like, Lord, I am not seeing a way. Like, I am in the dark completely. There's a dead end, right? I completely felt like giving up for not even just for one season, for many seasons, many times in my life. But at the end of the day, like, I realized all of it was really just in my own head. It was just in my own head, and there's really light at the end of the tunnel. There's also like can we talk about therapy here? Yeah. My therapist once said, like, I had a few therapy sessions back then, and there's this one thing, because I suffered with anxiety, like severe anxiety disorder. So she told me, like, when you're in that headspace of, gosh, everything feels like it's going wrong, like I feel like giving up, like nothing's happening for me, like analyze the situation, like take it out of your own head and see it from a third party point of view. Like, is this a fact or is it just in my head? Right? Like, analyze the situation. The fact that I feel like this thing is going wrong, everything goes wrong, my life is bad, I feel like giving, is this a fact? Can it be proven? Can you prove it scientifically?
Yeah.
If it's not, then it's most likely in your own head. And like, it's up to you to get yourself out of that headspace and see the lights, like see that there is possibility, like there's a way out. And I would say one thing that really helped me in that situation is gratitude. Gratitude.
I've talked about gratitude.
Yeah, like, even if you don't feel like you have anything to be grateful for, but like just forcing yourself, you can take a piece of paper, and even if it's just 3 things, write 3 things that you're truly, sincerely grateful for. And then out of those 3, pull out 3 more. What 3 more things am I sincerely grateful for? And the more you write the things that you're grateful for, the more that you realize that your life really isn't that bad. Your life really isn't that bad. And you've probably been in situations before where you thought like,
it was over.
Yeah, this is over.
Yeah.
But you came out of the situations, didn't you?
And you survived.
And you survived.
Yeah.
But personally, I would say what motivates me is I have a vision and a dream of where I want to be. Like, I have a vision and a dream of exactly where I want to be, who I want to become, what I want to do. And every day is a challenge to be because I don't need to wait for all those things to happen in order for me to be that person. I embody the person that I want to become. I embody them now. So if I want to be this big CEO boss, how does this big CEO boss dress?
Carry themselves.
How does she dress? How does she talk? Who does she hang out with? What are her habits? Like, I embody it now instead of waiting for me to actually be the CEO boss that I want to be. In order, no, like, embody who you envision, and then like, yeah, just have a vision of where you want to go. And when you feel like giving up, just know that once you're not there yet, because that place exists, it is possible.
Oh yes.
It's not in your head. It's in your head because you have seen others achieve it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So get there. To get there, you really need to envision it and then like embody it now and walk accordingly. Okay? Walk accordingly. But yeah, that's my words.
That was perfect. I don't even know what to say after this. This was so good. It was really good because while we were talking, I was just listening to like that thing that you want to be.
No, it's real.
It's real. It exists, and to actually live it now. Like if I want to be this person, how does this person speak? How do they walk? How what are the things this person does? And they're doing them right now. that was a very
No,
good.
it's real.
That's very,
Because
very
I
nice.
realized, like, I did a lot of healing, my friends. This is why I was not always like this.
It's time for you to go to therapy.
Not even just therapy, like even just internal healing. Like another thing, like it's very hard to keep a vision of what you or who you want to be in your mind. Eventually, like life comes in the way you forget, you feel like it's unattainable. Have a vision board, right? And what I do is I don't just have a general vision board for like, oh, I want my 2024 to be like this.
Yes.
No, have a vision board for each area of your life. You desire marriage, have a vision board for that marriage that you desire. Have a vision board for the type of husband you want. I beg you. Have a vision board for the type of career that you want to have.
Yes.
If you want to work in, tech, have a mentor that you look up to. Put their picture there. Identify their competencies. What are their competencies? What are they able to do? What can I do in order to get those competencies?
Yes.
Do that. Have a vision board for your health. Please, that's something too. Have a vision board for your spiritual life, everything.
Very important.
So, and have it in a place where you can see it. So that every day, even when you feel like this feels so unattainable, look at that vision board, see the people who have already achieved it, right? And be reminded that it is possible.
It is possible.
It is possible.
Yeah.
It's not impossible. If they can do it, so can I. By the way, there's nothing special about those who have achieved it. No, it's just that they were able to have the discipline, the resilience, and the hard work to achieve it, and you don't lack those things.
You do not. Yeah.
Really
I feel
don't.
like the other thing I could add to that is have a circle of people that speak life into you.
Yes.
Because there are times when you can't do it yourself. And you need someone else to stand in that gap for you.
Exactly.
Create a community for yourself that does that.
Yes.
The people when you just wake up and it's just dark, what are the people who are the people you can fall back on? Who are the people that can help you see these things? Who are the people that can help you see when you're going through a hard time? It's easy to self-sabotage.
Yeah.
And it's very important for you to have people in your life that genuinely know things about you that are your strengths, that are unique, that are special about you. And I mean, bold letters, genuine.
Like
We don't have people saying empty things of,
no,
oh my god, you're amazing.
What
do you mean
it.
amazing? Like amazing.
Describe that amazingness that I have.
Yeah, don't say I'm amazing. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Like,
Elaborate.
Like you need to have those people who are genuine, who genuinely see those things in you, and then in terms like those they can speak life into you and remind you of these things. So like you have these people that can literally support you in moments when you can't support yourself, and that's why we need a community. And
you need to have good friends.
Yeah. You might not have 10 friends, you might have like 2 genuine.
That isn't more than
friendships.
enough.
Those
two?
More than enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like I really feel like you answered this question so well. And I think you could just like go with your answer.
No, you made a valid point on friendship.
Yeah.
That is such a big thing. It's okay, I'm gonna get into it.
Okay.
How do you manage to overcome the Muzungu mindset?
So first of all, what is Muzungu mindset?
What is the Muzungu mindset? Tell us.
See, this is where the activist in me comes out.
That's a
Because,
good thing.
guys, let us stop associating good things with the white people.
Okay, we're on camera.
I know we're even the white people that might be watching. It's okay, you can hear this. Let's stop associating nice things to white people.
Mm-hmm.
Just because someone like just because someone is confident, or just because someone
knows their boundaries,
or just because
standards,
just because someone shows up on time, you know, just because someone
eat healthy,
they're
vegetarians,
just because someone is like
how to put that? I always get hate, man. Oh, you're vegetarian. Oh my gosh, you're so
that, you see, just because someone is exercising and being like healthy, you associate it with you know, white people. We need to stop this, because you know what that means. That means that we are putting a specific group of people up here, and you are disqualifying yourself from having the ability to do things that are good for you. Let's stop that.
Period.
So, how do I? Because first of all, I don't have a Muzungu mindset.
Preach.
I do not have that mindset because, as you can see, I am black. Okay, I'm not black. But
you are black.
But why do people use that word?
I know. You know what black looks like? Black is like, yo, black is never here. It's not like this, man.
I know, right?
Do I look like this? No, this is chocolate. This is caramel. I beg. Use red terms.
You know, I saw I saw something. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I saw I saw a video of a kid. This is off point. I saw a video of a kid, like a kid and her sister. I think the sister was trying to tell her you're white. She's like, no, and she was like holding a white paper, like, this is white.
They have a point.
And she's like, this is peach.
Chocolate people.
I know. Anyway,
this is chocolate. This is caramel.
I know.
Anyways.
So I number one, like I said, I don't have a Muzungu mindset because I'm not white. And let's no. I think in the entirety of this question, this person, my assumption is they're trying to say how humanity.
Let's say.
But then why the Muzungu mindset that they're saying is the culture,
like
you have adapted
associating, like you coming from the US, coming to Kigali, you've adopted certain behaviors, certain habits, and then now like bringing them here, and some people use it like to compare it with the culture that's already here, and they're like, oh, I can't because this is like, you know, kind of like
I know what you mean. Yeah. Now, for me, in my perspective, if that, I'm assuming this is what they meant, because I tried to ask what they meant and they didn't explain. But I'm assuming they're saying the culture I probably adapted from wherever I went.
Yeah.
And number one, why am I overcoming it? Is it a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. Like, if I'm like the culture I've adopted from out there, of course the things that I've kept are serving me. And I don't have to overcome any of that. I don't have to overcome. And I think the person that asked this thing is coming from the point of view that we said, is viewing this as a negative thing. And I feel like we talked about this very clearly. Like, there's no bad or good culture. Like,
exactly.
Different cultures have advantages and disadvantages. And in that moment, if you just choose what serves you, and maybe what you've been exposed to. So that's what I would say to this question. I don't know what you think.
The hell was in the mindset? I don't actually think I've ever thought of something like that. Like, no, me, I'm very African. I was like, ooh. This Muzungu mindset, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know.
I really don't know what you're talking about. So I'm gonna skip on that one.
Yeah.
The next question, I think I've already answered this, but we're gonna hear from you. What motivated you to come back to your home country after studying abroad?
Okay, so I think I answered this question in my first video, right? I don't think I'm gonna explain it again.
You can give like a brief for maybe people who haven't watched the first video.
I can go watch the video. I'm gonna link it.
Go watch part 1.
Go watch. Oh, but that video was. It took me so much emotions to be. I can't go back to it.
It was a beautiful video. Please go watch it.
Yeah, and I think you've talked about what inspired you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You deciding your thoughts and setbacks through the process. How is it now that you are there? Ooh, actually, I don't think that we have talked about setbacks. Yeah, like setbacks we faced like when coming back home. Hey,
Do you want to start?
what kind of setbacks did I? What kind of Yeah.
It looks like you're sorting out which one can
No,
I.
I'm even thinking like, what do you mean setbacks? Like, have I even had setbacks? Like, what do you mean setbacks?
Setbacks. Have you maybe to rephrase it? Are there things that have not worked in your favor?
I don't think I've actually had setbacks like that per se, but I think maybe I'm gonna say in terms of challenges, just adapting to the way that things are done in Rwanda it wasn't exactly a setback, but it was a challenge. It was a challenge. But in terms of setbacks, I don't
Yeah. I think we've experienced challenges, and I think one of the biggest challenges that we talked about is, plugging yourself back into the society.
Yeah, trying yourself back.
And I think we probably have not exhaustively talked about it, but I think that's one of the things that you face. I feel like that's the biggest thing.
It is.
And it's up to you to actually view it as an opportunity for growth.
Exactly.
Or if you're going to stay in the victim mindset, if you're going to, oh my God, everybody hates me, like, are you gonna stay there? Because if you're staying there, like, that's not even helping you; it's killing you.
Exactly.
You can't. I mean, process your emotions and feelings for what's happening, but don't dwell there.
Exactly.
And that's why I said it's important for you to like build a community of people who understand you and not constantly who relate to you.
Yeah.
So that you're not constantly trying to explain yourself in every interaction that you're having, right? So I really think we talked about this.
And how is it now that you're there? I like it. Oh my gosh. Can I just say, it feels so good to be Rwandan in Rwanda. Yo!
That!
First of all, one thing, when I left is when I actually developed a deep admiration for my country. Yo,
Me too.
I love Kenya. I really, really do. But first of all, I'm really gonna say it. Corruption, the insecurity, the things that used to happen when I was at school.
Yeah.
I think the month before I left, there was like a surge in like crimes and stabbings and it was a whole thing. So I developed such a deep appreciation for Rwanda and everything that Rwanda does for us. Oh my goodness, I love this country.
Yeah, that's so true.
I feel safe when I walk at home. I can speak Kinyarwanda to fellow Rwandans. I don't have to constantly be speaking English. I don't have to be fighting to learn Swahili. I can literally talk to you in Kinyarwanda and you'll know what I'm saying and we'll do I absolutely love it. I love the cleanliness and I love being a citizen in my own country. I'm no longer an alien because over there
I was waiting for the word.
No, over there we are aliens. Aliens.
Who Why did they use?
For real.
Why did they choose that word to define?
No, it's, and you know the funny thing is you really do feel like it. You really do feel like an alien. Like people asking you about your country, like people asking you like, so let me tell you, there's this person. I was at school once. I was having lunch, and this person asked me like, so you're from Rwanda? I'm like, yeah. Oh, just next door. I'm like, yeah, it's really just next door. And they're like, do you have malls? Do you have shopping? Like, do you have supermarkets?
No.
I was like,
Is
no.
this someone
no.
from
I would
Kenya?
understand if you're like from the US or somewhere, like, okay, but like, I beg you, you're in Kenya and you're asking me if I have a supermarket, if I have a mall, it's fine. And like, that's number one. Number two, you're actually treated as you are treated as an alien. Like, I remember in this hostel that I used to stay, like within the first year of like me being there, they started charging international students extra. And I was like, why are we paying extra?
See, that's the thing I don't
They're
understand.
like, no, because it's just international students. And I'm like, hey, don't I already pay VAT tax? That's right. And I'm not getting any returns on those. So,
Wait, see, these are things I don't understand. So what is the East African community doing?
I don't know.
Like, what's the point?
It's for the visa. It's for the free entry. But when you get there, no, I was charged extra at my the first hostel I was staying at, which didn't make sense. Like, and I was paying ridiculous amount of money for a room. I'm like, this is nonsense. And then on top of that, like, you know, everybody treats you as like your country. Like, it's not even just your country, but like, I look like you. I speak English like you. I speak Swahili like you. Like, people can't even, like, honestly, if I don't speak, you might not know the difference between me and a Kenyan, right?
I know.
But people will still treat you like you're not a part of them. Like, you're really not.
You always feel out of place. You never feel like you belong. And talking about that, I do remember almost every Uber that I took, when people would ask me where I'm coming from, people would have such deep respect and admiration for Rwanda. And instantly people would treat you with respect, like Uber guys. They're like, because of where you come from, guys. I said in my previous video, I felt more Rwandan in the US than I've ever felt my time.
No, it does feel nice actually when you hear compliments like, oh my god,
I know.
I
know. Like, they're like, this kid is Kagame's kid. And they're like, yes, I am.
It's good and I'm spoiled.
I know. Like, it feels really good. Anyway, going back to how it feels coming back, guys, I've been screaming about this on my social media about how happy I am to be home.
I don't have to stress about visa. Student permit has expired. Go to immigration office.
I'm so happy being here. I am so at peace. I am so fulfilled. See the multiple conversations that we have. Those conversations.
The food.
You guys. I have become a foodie. I didn't know I would ever be one, but I have become. Like, everywhere I am, I'm thinking of a new recipe I could try. And guys, people who constantly attack me for being vegan and all that.
No, this one I'm with you. Leave vegans and vegetarians alone, especially Africans in Rwanda. If somebody tells you they're vegan or vegetarian, please don't ask questions. Take it and put a full stop to it. Move on with life. It is not special.
I know, it is not. And there's a variety, and being in Rwanda actually like gives you a variety of options.
It does. Except in restaurants, that's why I have.
Oh yeah. Except
I have seriously.
And let me tell, let me tell you, I feel like I've perfected my cooking skills that I don't even wish to go to
Right?
restaurants.
Literally.
Yeah, I eat my food and I'm like,
You're satisfied. You're literally
this is
satisfied. Like,
it.
you can't give me this. You cannot.
I know, because you know what you know every ingredient you've put in your food.
Exactly.
You
You
don't
trust it. You know your spices. Like everything is
Yeah.
just. Next question. I want to miss this question. I do. I don't know if I want to. No, it's just a nice question. How are you dealing with the aunties who are asking you when you're going to get married?
Okay, first of all, I
I don't have those aunties. Okay.
I don't have those aunties. I don't think my mom has even asked me that. But I do have random people that they don't directly ask me the question, but they just throw it there. Like they just throw it out there.
Disclaimer. It's like a side note.
They just be asking me questions and I see where they're headed. And I feel like for me, I'm comfortable with that question being asked because this is my life.
Preach.
And I feel like a determinant of when someone gets married has so many factors that you usually are not even in control, because I so much believe that the reason for someone to get married should be because they found someone that they really, 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 really want to do life with.
Yes.
So I don't believe, me personally, I don't think someone's driving or inspiration to get married should be time and then like, okay, who can I get married to? I feel like from my point of view, I don't think that's a good inspiration for someone to get married. I feel like it should be I should be complete as a person before entering, and then I should, when I find someone that I feel fit to now will come into my space that I have built.
You're an addition.
You're an addition to me.
Yeah.
So if I find that person, I feel like that's the place, that's the right time for me to get married. If I don't find that person, I don't know why people should be asking me that.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why people ask that.
I thought it is really a personal question.
Very personal. Because you could be asking me and I was probably dumped last night.
And
I'm still dealing with the heartbreak, right?
Be aware of like the effect that question can have, honestly. For some people, it's also like an insecurity not to be married.
Yes.
Like at a certain age, like it's really a big insecurity. So like you bringing up the question, it's like you're targeting. It's as if you're saying that they are incapable of getting married, that the problem is towards them. But no, maybe they just haven't found the right person, or maybe it's not even a thing. Like, can we consider also that, like in Rwanda, like I mean in Africa, please? Some people genuinely don't want to get married, and it's okay. It's not, marriage is really not for everyone. It is not the rule of law. It is just, it's a gift. If it's your thing and you are blessed with it, then good and well. And if it's not your thing, or like it's not in your, like,
it's not
good and well.
Yeah. So I feel okay. One thing that I've noticed is you can't control these questions.
No, you can't.
Especially living in the African culture where we are very collective.
Yeah.
We are very collective. Sometimes it seems like we're in each other's business.
Sometimes we are in each other's business.
Yeah, and it has its advantages and disadvantages. And one of the disadvantages is questions like this. People not knowing where to draw the line. Like, I can't ask this, or like, what relationship do I have with this person for me to be able to ask this question? And I feel like we can't control what other people do. We can only control how we respond and how we react. So it's important for you as a person to work on yourself. What is your why? What is your why? Like, you have to know your why, and you have to be comfortable and you have to
Yeah.
work on yourself and be less insecure about that if it's an insecurity for you, so that when people come to ask those questions, they're not triggering you.
Exactly.
And when
That's a very good
yeah,
point.
and for you to even understand if this is a triggering
Yeah,
point
is it
for
a
me,
trigger for you?
can I communicate this to these people that are asking me this question? Like, can I do this? And just like, I feel like just work on yourself. Be
Exactly.
comfortable with yourself. Then you can handle everything else that anybody has to bring. Because if you're already at war with yourself, it's when the war is within, it's hard to even deal with.
Even the way
those-
you respond to, it's just gonna be a whole chaotic mess. Somebody might ask you that question and you just like go on a whole rant, like, or you explode in their face, or even just like, you know, withdraw inside and just like become conservative again. Like, again, like you just know yourself. But again, we're in the African context. Aunties are entitled to asking you these questions. So just how do you, like, personally, how I deal with them? You know, actually, it's not even a lot of my family members who ask me when I'm getting married.
It's always
my mom has asked me though. Yeah. My mom has asked me.
Tell me about that.
And yeah, different people in life have also asked. You know, last time actually somebody from Kenya, like a guy I used to talk to in Kenya, called me out of nowhere. When are you getting married? I was like, the audacity. The audacity.
Why would someone pick up their phone? Because I'm pretty sure it's not like here where I have to like I buy like what is it called? The thing where you buy and you talk and you don't have to worry about airtime.
Me too.
No.
Pack.
It's not like you're buying a pack in Rwanda. Like someone took time.
And you know when I asked them like, where did that question come from? Go no, I'm seeing every girl on my timeline getting married. So when are you getting married?
Is that person married?
No. I was like, you know what? I was just like, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. But yeah, how do you deal with it? Like, again, know yourself. Is it a trigger for you? If it's a trigger for you, like, find a way to address it in a way, like, you don't have to talk about it, but you can find a way to avert it without necessarily being like offensive or you seem like you're like, is it snobbish? The aunties take it as snobbish when you I don't know. But yeah, like just like find a slick way to avert it. Like you can bring in another question or something. But yeah, this question is as a woman in Africa, it's inevitable.
I know.
So like get comfortable. Actually, get comfortable with it.
Get comfortable. If you need to like sit down and draft an answer that you can always use, do it. Like sit down, say every time I'm asked this question, this is the response I'm going to give.
No, it's really not going anywhere. Time adaptation and transport. How are you coping up?
I think for me, coping is when I wake up in the morning and I know I'm going to go somewhere where I need to ask for a service, and I am not in control of how the service is being provided or how long it's going to take. I literally talk to myself and prepare myself for the worst case scenario. Because there was a time that I went to a bank like 2 days in a row and I didn't get what I wanted. And the amount of time I spent there was ridiculous. And see, because I was ready mentally, I'm like, you know what?
You didn't take it as a big deal.
Yeah, like I'm not going to a bank in the US where I will just go and there's no connection issues. No
Connection issues.
Yeah, this specific
It's always
bank.
the connection.
I had to even leave that bank and I went to a very great, like very good bank. Like I get in like literally 5 minutes, I'm done, I'm out. But with this specific one, there was always connection issues and stuff like that. And again, how you respond. Because when you're pissed, who suffers? You're suffering mentally. It's a disservice to yourself. So it's important that you prepare. It's me. What I've been doing is prepare myself mentally and know that okay, this service might not take the amount of time that I would wish for it to take, but you know, I need to be ready for it and prepare myself for it. So I think for me that's what has worked for me.
That makes sense a lot.
Yeah.
I think for me, time adaptation, again, patience. It's really like for time adaptation, it's really about patience and like knowing that this is how things work here and you're really not about to change the system, to be honest. Like that's just how it is. So just like prepare yourself and have patience. And in terms of transportation, how are you coping up? Motors have made it very easy to navigate transportation.
That is so true.
However, I did struggle with at first I struggled with it because in Kenya we have Uber as well. We have Uber and Bolt, and you'd be shocked. Uber and Bolt are so cheap. Okay, well to me they were cheap, right? So I really moved around Kenya with Ubers and Bolts, which is just like another version of Uber, right?
Yeah.
So I really didn't have a problem like with transport. I was moving around in cabs. So coming back here, let me tell you, the first month my money went in cabs. Because in my head, I was thinking cabs in Rwanda are like cabs in Kenya. Oh, I felt the pinch.
Yeah.
I felt the pinch. Like I'm telling you, my money flew in cabs. So like I was really frustrated that like I can't. But I was like, it's fine though. But definitely I appreciate that we have the motor system. I went to Burundi, my friends, there's no motor. So it's either you take the bus or you take a cab. Like,
what?
Yeah. It's really either you take the bus or you take a cab.
So are cabs, like...
Yeah, cabs are pretty cheap compared to like
okay.
how much a cab will charge you here. And over there again they charge you in like Burundian francs.
Yeah.
So like let's say on average, like an average genuine, like the furthest they can take you is like to the beach within like, and that's like 15,000 Burundian francs. 15,000 Burundian francs is equivalent to like 7,000 Burundian francs.
Oh.
And that's like the beach is literally
That's
like
far.
it is far. It's actually fine. That's the furthest they take you. Yeah, so yeah, like basically for me it was it was adjusting to that, having like being used to cabs and the comfort of cabs, and then coming back, and cabs are like a whole other story here in Rwanda, but it's really not a bad thing. Kindly share insights on your experience as an international student. It's a whole story. Personally, it's a story for another day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we briefly touched it.
It's a 1%.
It's
If
a
you want
1%.
another video
I
about
feel like this
comment down
one,
below.
please comment down below. We'll do
Yeah, this
that.
one it's a whole separate video.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all the questions
Those
that
are all
we
the
had
questions.
so far.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, guys, for being with us here. This
Yeah.
is quite a long video, but
And it was such a
Very nice.
pleasure to be on this channel.
thank you for coming.
Maybe this is my new thing. I'll be featuring on her videos.
Guys, if you want to follow me
I'll
on
be
this
squatting.
YouTube,
I'll be squatting.
comment below. We need
Tell
votes. We need votes. But I personally think you did great.
Thank you.
You did so well. I think it was fantastic having you here and talking
thank
about
you.
this specific topic. And I feel like I've noticed other topics that we can talk about that align with my material.
There's a lot.
So I would love to have you back.
Oh, I'm happy.
Yeah,
That was
so
nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what we could talk about with the experience moving back. I would like to hear from you what you have to say.
What's your feedback?
What's your feedback as someone?
In your opinions on what we said, you can comment it down below.
Comment below. I would like to hear people who have close people in their lives that have moved back from abroad. What's your perspective? I would like to hear it. If you know me personally, you could also just share your perspective. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What have you learned from this? And what would you like, if you are an international student who has moved back, always feeling like they want to move back, or who visits more often, what would you like people to know that you feel like you have never had a chance to say? I would like to read that in the comment section to learn from you. And I hope this was an educative moment, and we talked about rich topics.
We did.
We covered so many things in this one video, and I hope that you take time to watch the whole of it. And
Please do.
Yes. And if you have watched this to the end, Thank you so much.
We appreciate
Thank you. I appreciate you for being here with us. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not. Subscribe. By the way, guys, we are finally at 200 subscribers.
Woo! That is a milestone.
Like, we're literally sitting here talking to 200 people.
I remember it.
Do you feel the pressure?
I do.
Given a microphone to stand in front of people, like 200 people, I would be shaking right now.
It's a whole other situation.
Yeah, thank you for the new subscribers. Welcome here.
Thank you so much.
Make sure to like the videos. There are a lot of videos that you could watch that are very helpful to you. And make sure to leave a comment and welcome here. And for the people who have been here and part of this community, I love you. I love talking to you.
Love you, and we appreciate you.
I love to interact with you. My subscribers they always give like their comments. Like you have to read them and take time to like take them in and then respond.
I'm excited to see what you guys have
like
to say.
they're never shallow comments. And this is very genuine. I'm so proud. This is what I have on my channel. I am not a shallow person. And I'm so proud that the people that I have on my channel are very rich in their thoughts. I really love it. So guys, thank you so much for being with us. I'll see you next time from me and my guest.
If you want to see me a little more, you know what to do.
Alright.
Thank you again for having me.
Thank you for being here. It was lovely having you.
See you guys.
Bye.
I don't think it could work.